Stone vet, stone vet, stone vet, stone vet, stone vet, stone vet.
What's up, guys? Sergeant G here from the Stone Vet USMC, man. Happy Friday. The weekend's here finally. I'm super excited, man. I'm super excited to be here. You guys are tuning in to the #1 Marine Corps podcast in the entire world. I can advocate for it. When I get my Warhammer, I'll show you guys why. I told you guys, because of you guys listening into my show, supporting me, Sergeant G at the Stone Vet USMC, it's because of you I was able to win the award as the top Marine podcast. I appreciate you guys coming in, listening to me. Like I said, you guys are getting me 3 times a week, man. This is the end of the week. You guys are getting me on Wednesday. You guys are getting me on Thursday, and you guys are getting me on Friday, man. Friday is my favorite episode, honestly. I have to say, hands down, it's my favorite episode because I get to talk to my other brothers and sisters that have served our country, right? I got done talking with Tracy Diane. If you guys don't know Tracy Diane, go check out her episode with Fit Military Women. She's an amazing advocate. She was an Air Force vet as well, and she got medically discharged out of the Air Force. But she's a strong advocate. And it's like I told her. We were talking earlier, and I told, when we took our oath, we raised our right hand, right? We raised our right hand, and we said, I will defend this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic, right? I will defend this country, not the government, not Congress, this country. And where our country's headed to right now, there's a lot of tyranny going on in our country right now with Congress and them trying to make us do what they want us to do versus doing what we need to do as a free American citizen, man. There's a lot of things. You guys know me. I'm very, very strong and very passionate about what I've done and who I served with and serving my country. Not my government, not my Congress, but my country, man. I'm super excited to be here with you guys, man. Remember, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and share button, man. You guys would know if you guys don't share this, I can't get the word out there of what I'm doing and why I'm doing what I'm doing, man. I want to give a huge shout out to my sponsor, Rafa 180. Rafa 180 provides you the best medicinal grade THC-free CBD on the market. For a lot of you guys that take pharmaceuticals to deal with your aches and pains, your anxiety, your depression, just get off that, man. I'm completely off of all pharmaceuticals now. The wife told me to stop taking one of them that I was taking because it wasn't helping. It wasn't doing anything for me. Start looking into natural remedies, man. You guys that work for the federal government, you guys are police officer, whatever you do, and you can't have THC in your system, this is the best CBD on the market, hands down, guys. Go check out Rafa 180. Go check out all the amazing CBDs, the lotions, the balms, the lip balms. She's got bath bombs. She's got everything you need to treat yourself good, man. When you go over there and you check out with the Stone Vet USMC, you get 15% off your entire purchase. Not bad, man. That's better than your 10% military discount, dude. You should give you 15% off. You spend $75 or more. Or $85. I think it's $85 now. You spend $85 or more, it's free shipping, dude. However it may be, you guys may have seen it. The USPS, our own freaking postal service now is raising prices on everything and telling you it's going to take twice as long to get your mail now. I don't know what's going on with our country. I don't understand it, but I don't know, man. Besides that, man, look at this, man. You guys see these beautiful faces on here, man. I got 3 brothers and a sister hanging out with me today, man. I appreciate you guys coming here, man. I got Lexi down here in the bottom right. I got Eric in the bottom left, and I got William, who likes to go by Hillbilly, call sign Hillbilly over here up to my left. My left, maybe your right. However you guys are looking at it, man. How you guys doing on this Friday?
Great, Sanji. Thanks for having us on.
Yep, appreciate you having us on.
No, absolutely, guys. I'm absolutely glad and excited you guys are here with me to enjoy this time together, man. It's crazy how this all happened, man. Like I told you guys, I was recently on a show with Patrick over at Knock and Talk, which was a great episode. It was an awesome episode, and he said, "Hey, you need to meet my friend Lexi." I was like, "All right, let me talk to Lexi. Let me meet who Lexi." And then Lexi's like, "Hey, you need to talk to this guy Eric. And you might want to talk to Hillbilly as well." So I was like, let's just bring him on the show. Let's just do a whole show together, right? Because I tell you guys, for me, this is my therapy session. I don't have to pay a counselor $100 to tell me I'm fucked up in the head because I already know I'm screwed up in the head. I'm a jarhead. I spent 9 years in the Marine Corps. Lexi knowing about jarheads and how crazy and psychotic we are. She understands, hey, yeah, not you Marines are all jacked up and you're going to be jacked up the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? So you guys are enjoying your Friday. I don't know how it is. So you got Hillbilly here and Eric. They're both in Georgia. Has the weather changed in Georgia yet?
Oh God, no.
It's still hot.
It's well, northern Georgia's been comfortable. I mean,
Comfortable.
lower 70s, upper 80s.
Okay.
I mean, it's doing the roller coaster. So
Yeah, South Georgia didn't get the memo.
You didn't get the memo, right? It's still hot in South Georgia. And I know Lexi, she in Dallas. She out down in the Dallas area. I know it's still hot down there.
hey, at least y'all ain't been getting tornado warnings.
They say we might get some. They say we may be getting some here again before too long. But I don't know. I'm in Oklahoma, dude. We always get tornado warnings. It never fails. You know. And so let's go around the table and let's talk a little bit about who you are, what you did in service, and why. Let's talk about what you did in service, and then we'll start going around the table, making sure. Why don't we start with Lexi? Let's go, ladies first. Let's go, Lexi. Why don't you tell us a little? Let the people know who you are and why you wanted to be on the Stone Vet.
Okay. Thank you, Sanji. So I am Lexi. I am a Navy veteran, Greenside. So that means that I served with the Marines my whole enlistment. Way back, I got out in 2006, so I've been out a long time.
Oh, wow.
I was stationed at Camp Lejeune for training and then Camp Pendleton for the rest of my time in. And I joined and went Marine Corps side because my brother is infantry. He got out in 06 as well, but he was going to Iraq on his first deployment in 2004. And so I went to the recruiter and told them, I need to be on my brother's base, so how do I get there? The Navy said we can do it. The Marine Corps told me they could give me honor, courage, and commitment, but that was that's not what I was looking for at that time.
That was before they let all the women join the grunt work, being grunts, right?
Well, I still couldn't be, women still couldn't do anything infantry during my time, but I did get stationed on his base on main side on Pendleton. And he didn't allow me to come to the grunt side of the base. He came to visit me.
There's a reason for that.
So yeah, I did my time with my brother, and I don't think it's a downside, but some people might. I did get kicked out for smoking pot. 2006 was not a good time for smoking pot in the military, but I was dealing with PTSD from some trauma that I faced in the military, and that's how I knew how to deal with it. So now I know a lot more about emotional intelligence and how to deal with things in a correct way, but at that time I did not. So they did kick me out, and then I became a homeless veteran and got back on my feet, but it was a long journey.
But that's a story. That's your journey, though. I mean, there's a lot of people, a lot of veterans. That's one of the things that sucks about the veteran community, right? Because everybody's like, there's resources, but there's no designated website with a list of resources for your area of where you live. Because we all live in all 50 states. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Travis Johnson. Travis Johnson is a phenomenal veteran. He's actually active duty Navy right now. He's a lieutenant. He's a lieutenant in the Navy right now. Active duty. He's about to retire here before too long. He's an excellent advocate for what he does. He has his own podcast called The Nonprofit Architect, is what it is. And so he deals in the nonprofit world, right? And nonprofits, similar to what Eric's doing over here. One of the things is that people don't understand. In America, the 50 states, all 50 states, there's approximately 22,000 veteran-owned nonprofits. In the U.S., 22,000. So you can only imagine how many veteran nonprofits are in each state. If there's 22,000 in the entire 50 states, imagine how many's in one state, right? And the biggest thing is that you don't know about them. You really don't know because advertising is expensive. You only find out about it because somebody found out about it and they said, hey, you guys should go check out this guy. You should go check out what Eric's doing with his nonprofit.
Dude, I did so much research for one of the side gigs that I got going on with Three Ravens, and it was hard to find anything on some of these. there's no information available. I started poking around in the roll call and all the other veterans groups that I was in to, hey, point me in a direction of something,
Right.
something besides, what's his face's group, Wounded Warrior and all that.
Yeah.
It's like, give me somebody that actually does something good for the communities. I've heard so many bad things about Wounded Warrior and a few others. Like, okay, well, what else is there?
Right. What else is there? Because like Travis said, he said you only know the top ones, like Wounded Warrior, DAV, and not some of the other the nonprofits, the top 3 or whatever is what he calls them. He said you just know about the top 3, but you're not aware. You guys are in Georgia. I got a brother. He's in, where's he at? Louisiana, Mississippi. He may be in Georgia. So in Georgia, I got a brother. He's with Tackle 22. I don't know if you guys are familiar. He'd be more closer probably to you, Eric. Tackle 22. Tackle 22 is there in Albany. He's in Albany, Georgia. He's a Marine Corps veteran that goes to the Army base there in Albany or Savannah. I can't remember, one of the two. But he goes there and he provides fishing trips for veterans free of charge. He don't charge anything. He said he'll always put a post out. Hey, if you're in the area, I'm going on the boat. You want to come? I'm going to be there at this time. He provides you with the fishing rod. He provides you everything, chow, everything. He does it all, right? But he's becoming very successful at what he's doing because he's raising awareness and raising funds. Because like we all know, nonprofits are expensive to run. And you can't afford it with your own money. You have to reach out to the community and say, hey, I'm taking donations. I need donations, right? And so the thing with you, Lexi, is that that happens to a lot of veterans. They don't know the resources that are there, right? You were a homeless vet. How many veterans are homeless, right? And it pisses me off because they don't know of the resources that are there for them, because you don't have to be homeless. You know what I'm saying? But there's resources there. But it's like you. How many resources did you really know to say, hey, I need help. Can you help me? Right? Like, who do you like? It's something that you get lost and you get frustrated because you're like, I don't know. Right?
And I didn't care at the time.
Nobody, right? Nobody cares, right? No, absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely
actually,
right. I mean,
one of my goals for this project is to, looking into the future, I want to create a database for veterans. And I have a private group on Facebook that's for this right now, to add resources like, do you love fishing? This is the group we're going to send you to, and they'll take you for the day. Do you want to try jujitsu? We're going to set you up with Weedify and show you how to get a scholarship. Do you love building motorcycles? Like, I want to create a giant database of whatever you're into, you can find it. Just go to this one spot, like one-stop shop. So that's kind of what we're collaborating on as well. I would like to build that out. Right now, it's just a Facebook page, but
but that's awesome, because that's what we need. That's what we need, regardless of what area you're in. Because I think, because another guy I know, he's Battle 22, and he does outdoor stuff. His nonprofit is outdoor hunting, fishing, freaking riding go-karts. He does all the outdoor things that you do,
Well, you got 22 until Valhalla. They're up near Louisville, Kentucky, I think it is.
Okay.
And they're doing more gym time, jiu-jitsu, things like that too, up that way.
Yeah, but that's the thing. A lot of people aren't aware of these nonprofits that are out there. That's the biggest problem. Like Lexi, how you got out and you was like, I was homeless. I didn't have nobody to go back to. I didn't have nothing to rely on. I couldn't reach out to somebody and say, hey, what the hell do I do now? Because you were in California, right? When you were homeless, you were out in California. Is that correct?
So I got out of Pendleton and then I just started traveling. So I ended up in Durango, Colorado, living in a tent in the woods. I stayed out there for 6 months, and then it got cold. I went back to California.
It's too cold in Colorado, right?
Ain't nobody got time for snow.
Right. So when I got stationed in Hawaii my last 3 years of service, and there's a lot of homeless people in Hawaii. It's expensive to live in Hawaii, right? And I told my wife, I said, if you're gonna be homeless, this is definitely the place to be. In Hawaii, on the beach. Why not? You got showers there. You got, there's tourists everywhere. You can sleep on the beach every night. They got showers out there. You can shower out there on the beach, and And the weather's always beautiful all year round. You can't complain about the weather, man, you know? And so that's the biggest thing. And now you're in Texas. Now I don't know what drove you to Texas. I don't know why Texas, but okay, we'll go with Texas. We'll say Texas, you know, because you guys still can't have cannabis at to in a consumption.
But we can have guns. So
You can have guns. I've got guns. That's why I said I don't know why you're in Texas. I'm in Oklahoma. I can have my guns and my weed, and I don't get in trouble because I have a license for both. So, you know, but that's what I love about Oklahoma. That's what I try to tell a lot of people. If you're religious, you can have your religion, you can have your guns, you can have your weed, and you can just be you, you know. And the taxes are super cheap. Taxes are super cheap, and cost of living is super low. I love this place. I love being in Oklahoma because it's easy to live. It's easy living. You know what I'm saying? Way better than California by any means. And I know a lot of Californians are moving to Texas, and I don't want none of that.
Well, my nieces are here, so that's why I moved to Texas.
What's that?
My nieces are here. That's why I
okay.
moved to Dallas.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And so now you're getting involved. Now you've got a home. Obviously, you're in home, right? You obviously got a home. You've got internet. You online. You're doing the show with me, and now you have found your momentum, right? You're starting to find your momentum. Is that correct?
Yes. So I am currently in my master's program for organizational leadership. So my end goal is to either start a nonprofit or work with a nonprofit that is going to help veterans. Veteran suicide is a passion of mine. So I actually have been hospitalized for trying to commit suicide twice. I wasn't good at it. It didn't work. So I'm still here, but it's a huge passion of mine to help people through depression, anxiety, get back to being mentally well. Like I would never thought that I could be well. So now jiu-jitsu is a huge part of that journey for me. Jiu-jitsu helped me way more than the VA ever did.
Right.
Hospitalizations. I just basically told them what they wanted to get me out of there. But yeah, it's been a long journey, but I'm still here. And I think that a lot of other people can still be here if we make connections like this and put the resources in one place. So, and also tell our stories. So we're not into the book portion yet, but I believe in storytelling and the power of that.
No, absolutely. And like I said, I mean, look at you now. You're in your master's. You're getting your master's degree. That's congratulations. I mean, that's a lot of work. People told me to go get mine. I said no, I don't want it. It's not what I want. It's not what I want to go for. I got my bachelor's and a business degree, and it doesn't do anything for me anyway. So what would a master's do for me? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, look at you. That's super awesome that you found yourself, right? Because like you said, suicide is something that we always think about. I don't give a fuck what state of mind you're in. I don't care what state of. I gotta watch my mouth. I cuss way too much. Apparently, I've got family members that listen to. I got family members that listen to the show, and they went to my wife and they said he cusses a lot. I'm like,
you're a Marine. Do we just need to give you a crayon? I mean, serious. I mean,
right.
we
So
give you a crayon. You'll shut up for a little bit.
Right.
Take a bite every time
I gotta watch my mouth. I cuss way too much, you know. So I'm like, I gotta watch my mouth. But I mean, that's one of the biggest things. We all of us have thought about it. Only a few of us have actually attempted it. And those that have attempted it, I'm glad you're here. Because one of the things that I always tell people is that the world needs you. The world needs who you are. There's nobody else like you. And you're providing something to somebody else that nobody else can provide. You know what I'm saying? It's true, though. It's true, though. There's no other Lexi. There's no other Lexi that's doing what you're doing. You're the only one doing it. And I'm glad you're here because I need you here. I need you on my team. In case you guys didn't know, you're part of the Stone Vet team now. On my Facebook page, I have advocates and people supporting each other every day. Wherever you're at, that's why I tell people you have to go out into your community wherever you live and find out what resources are in your community. I don't know what it is like in northern Georgia, southern Georgia, Dallas, Texas. I don't know the resources you have. I know the resources I have right here in the Oklahoma City metro area. I know my resources. I got Jose Cinco right up the street from me that I'm actually going to the Oklahoma GOP with to advocate for cannabis and make sure that our senators vote yes. I've got Tracy Diane with Fit Military Women right up the street. Like I said, I just got off the phone with her this morning. We had probably an hour-long conversation. Kyle Early's right up the street. I just had another 45-minute conversation with Kyle Early. I've got veterans all around me that have pools in every direction. But that's why I always tell you guys that listen to the show, what resources are in your area to help the veterans? Because if you want to help the veteran community and not be like the politicians out there saying that I'm here for you, but they're never really there for you. Well, how are you here for them? How are you here to help them find a job, find a home, find resources so they're not going hungry? Like I said, I got Linda Steele here in Oklahoma City as well. She owns a nonprofit called Furnishing Fatherhoods and a Child's Worth, and she actually created an app called Civil Rights Matters. Her job with Furnishing Fatherhoods is helping the male veterans who are dealing with a divorce that the wife took everything from him. He don't have anything anymore. He's homeless, has no furniture. She helps him find a home. She helps him find furniture. And guess what? Monday through Friday, she's feeding a hungry family. If they're hungry, she comes by at lunch and gives them a meal that will last them through dinner. She provides them a meal every day if she has to. But that's what she does with her nonprofits. She's another National Guard Army person. But like I said, if I don't know the resources that are in your areas, you guys have to go and research that. Find out who's out there. Just look up veteran nonprofit in your area, whatever city you're in, and see where one pulls up, because I guarantee you they have a website. You're just not aware of it that they have a website, man. And so, Lexi, I appreciate you telling a little bit about your story. Who wants to go next? You want to go Hillbilly? You want to go Eric? Which one? Who's going to tag first?
Hey, rock, scissors, come on. Damn it.
Damn. Oh, he won. Eric won.
All right, so I'm the good for nothing booger hooker crew chief from the Air Force. Did right on 10 years in before I got medically discharged from a back. Worked F-15s the entire time. Made it to staff sergeant, traveled around the world, multiple deployments, seen a lot of stuff, did a lot of stupid shit. Talking about advocacy, I am absolute proponent of helping brothers and sisters, because I've known some that have had issues. I know I've got my own shit when I didn't even see any combat, like, frontline fighters. And I can only imagine what some of these boys and girls go through.
Right.
17-year-old, and you just pop dude in the head and that's going to leave a scar. Doesn't matter what era, killing somebody is going to leave a scar in your head.
Right.
So, from World War II to Vietnam I had a Korean War vet. I've known him through the neighborhood. Hadn't talked to him in a couple of years. He actually stopped by the other day just to tell me that he had prostate cancer. And, he just showed up out of nowhere. I'm out there grilling dinner for everybody, and okay, well, I already know this is medicine work. It's time to sitting there grilling, letting him talk, and got that done, took it inside real quick, come back out and just let him finish. So, everybody needs at least an ear so they don't take that next step that they don't want to take. And, like Alexi, I've got my own little thing that I got going on to help some veterans, which I can holler about that later or something. I don't know. Because any little thing that I can do to help somebody, absolutely.
No, absolutely. Absolutely, brother. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest things us as veterans is that there's a vast majority of us that's our passion, is helping our brothers and sisters. That's why I do this show, because like I said, I do it in my garage. As you guys can tell, it's in my garage. I don't have a fancy studio. I don't have the shindigs and all this. I'm trying to make it relatable to you guys. Because you guys know, I don't know about the Air Force. The Air Force, you guys don't have camaraderie for shit. I'll tell you that just from what I've seen working for the Air Force. It
depends on where you work. I will say that depends on where you work. There's a difference. There's the Air Force, and then there's the Army Air Corps.
Okay.
Flightline is a different beast. It is, and some of the stupid shit that we pulled off. It's what was it? We had a mouthy weapons troop one time, and he thought he was a shit. You know, brand new to base, brand new to the squadron, straight out of tech school, and he just kept running off at the mouth. And I got tired of it. Okay, get him. And we duct taped his ass and left him tied up to the women's toilet for 12 hours. Day shift found him. We forgot about him. We kept on going and doing. It was mid shift. We were doing servicing, and just like, no, we ain't dealing with that shit.
Absolutely. I mean, but that's one of the things. That's why I do my show here, because my whole intent is to make it feel like we're sitting around the freaking smoke pit, just shooting the shit, right? Just hanging out and just enjoying each other's time and company together, man. And so for yourself, like I said, Lexi, she's doing a website thing. She's writing a book, and yourself, you're actually a publisher. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I'm an author and publisher. I'm running Three Ravens Publishing. Started it up in 2019, and we're slowly growing. I mean, it's crazy how things can go from nothing to something when you really push at it. And, you know, I get up at 0400 every morning. I knocked out 4 novels of my own last year, not to mention published 32 other titles last year. I was busy. Yeah. I'm tired.
Yes.
This year's a little different because we had one of my home conventions, LibertyCon. They went virtual. I ended up as the IT director for literary and publishing track. And I was on like 24, 26 different panels, and we did the whole virtual thing through Eventity. And I don't even know how many videos I recorded and edited, and just coordinating to get everybody on board. And oh dear God, it's cat herding beyond belief, especially when you get some authors involved, and there's a range. I mean, from both sides to the extremes, and it's, oh God. So it's interesting sometimes. And well, one of the most recent things that, you know, I said that I've been doing some research about finding organizations that help vets and, you know, nonprofits and stuff. And the reason I was looking for that is, Canon Publishing had passed off the Joint Task Force 13 series to Three Ravens. I had the first novel in the series. Otherwise, it was an anthology by a couple of authors. And he passed it off because it just wasn't what he wanted it to be. And since I had the first novel, he gave me the option to bring it to Three Ravens. So I did. And the contract for the anthology had already ran out. So I brought it up to the authors who had contributed to it. And they had all agreed that, yes, I can take the proceeds from it and put it to a veterans charity. You know, something to help out the boys and girls. And all the authors were veterans.
Awesome.
Or I think one is still active duty, maybe. I think. But I ended up landing on the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. They're worldwide. They do good work, and there's a few local chapters here that I can actually hook up with and go do, you know, rallies and bike runs and stuff like that, and actually participate in some stuff. But side tangent, the Origins anthology that I was just talking about, which that's the original cover, and that's the rebranded legacy cover that we did.
Oh, wow.
Anybody buys anything to do with Origins, ebook, print, audio, the proceeds of that go to the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association.
Wow.
So
you're doing some awesome things, man. See, that's the thing. So that's what I'm saying, though. People aren't aware of what we're doing, what we do behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we don't go around talking about what we're doing. We just do it because we know it's the right thing to do. You know, we don't need the fame. We don't need we don't need to be seen. We don't need none of that. You know, and so that's what's great. That's what's great, man. That's awesome, Hillbilly. I like what you're doing. I like how you doing this publishing thing, man. It's very exciting. It's very exciting what you're doing for the veteran community, man.
We would like to give a huge thanks to Rafa 180. Rafa 180 offers pure medicinal CBD and products made locally. They walk alongside individuals to achieve a healthy lifestyle with options needed by each person. You can learn more about them on Facebook at Rafa CBD. their website www.rafa180.com, or email at rafacbd@gmail.com. They truly believe your journey matters.
All right, Eric. I think it's your turn, buddy. I think it's your turn, brother. Let's go ahead.
I think it is.
Let's talk about you. Let's talk about who you are and what you're doing.
Okay. Yeah. So, I'm Eric Sanders, and I spent 6 years in the Georgia Guard, and then 6 months in the Army Reserve, and now I'm in the Georgia Air Guard. I bounced around a little bit, and I'm currently pursuing some commissioning opportunities. So I'm really excited about all that.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, creative stuff has always been something that I'm really passionate about. I didn't think there was a career in it, so I always figured I was just going to do, active duty military whole career. Everyone in my family serves. So I always thought that was going to be my path. But I started working with vets who were struggling with different issues and hardships, post-traumatic stress and otherwise. And they would ask me, hey, can you just, teach me how to draw, teach me how to paint, just something. And I started to realize the power in creativity and how inaccessible a lot of the veteran community thinks the art world is. So I actually switched to doing art in a professional sphere. And I'm currently in my last semester of my MFA, the terminal degree for the arts. And I'm an instructor for the university. I teach animation. And my whole thesis work is about bringing creativity to veterans. And through my research and my work, I've noticed there's this kind of immediate opposition because of what the perception of art, kind of that, that snooty fine art world. They don't get the art. It's the banana tape to the wall. And it's all this stuff. It's like, I don't get it. That's dumb. That's not for me. So one of the things I focused on is using art in a non-traditional way. So we started doing what we're calling kinetic art, which is taking a bunch of people out to the range, having them tape off either whatever. They can do some abstract designs. They can do wildlife, tape off whatever they want, and set these canvases out on the range. And we'll just get a ton of spray paint cans and tannerite, and we'll go to town on it with all sorts of different firearms. And let me tell you, after that, people are all about wanting to know more about creativity.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree with you. Look at that, got all them crayons. Look at him. I'm trying to make it like somebody. No, but I can completely agree with you in regards to the art and stuff like that. It does has its stigma. Oh, he's an art guy. He's da, right? But my wife has this app on her phone. It's a coloring app. It's like a color by numbers type thing. And you just push it. You push the color and it tells you what number, where it's at, and you color the picture, right? And she's like, you should do it. And I said, I don't want to do it. Because I already know where it's going to go, because I'm going to get sucked in and I'm going to be sitting for hours coloring freaking pictures by number. Right. And so like you said, that's one of the biggest studies that have been found that a lot of people may not be aware of, but actually coloring is something that's really big in the veteran community. So I got my brother, Frank Montu. He is the creator of Crayons Ready to Eat. If you guys aren't familiar with Crayons Ready to Eat, he actually created crayons made out of chocolate that you can actually color with, and they're all different colors. He's got Air Force Blue, Army green.
Okay, where do you have
standard
these?
Issue for the Marine Corps now, or?
I got a Marine buddy that I work with that I need to get some of those for, because the last set of crayons that I had for him, they went stale. So you got to hook me up with the link, brother.
He's absolutely. He's actually raising the funds right now so he can go into full production, because he has to get FDA compliant production stuff going. And so he's raising funds to get that up and running. But he actually is creating coloring sheets with his mascot for his logo, and they're coloring sheets. And he's actually putting them into the VAs to help veterans with coloring. Actually get in there and coloring. So like you said, you being in the arts, you're understanding how it's helping the veteran community. Is that right, Eric?
Absolutely. And, even just talking about something like that, like, the running joke of Marines eating crayons, but then you actually make edible crayons, like the creative problem solving it takes to even come up with that. Right. So a lot of people think, when they think of art, they think of whatever's currently at MoMA or making headlines for being this like incomprehensible thing. But they don't think about that. And so for me, the arts is not just about creating a rendered drawing or painting. It's the ability for that creative mindset, that sense of fulfillment. And, you don't really get that when you look at a lot of art and what the art community has kind of presented itself as. So I'm trying to break down those preconceived barriers that people have to creativity, particularly the veteran community. And so one of the ways I'm really working on doing that, I ran into some hurdles with doing a nonprofit, because that initially was my goal. And one of the biggest things that I ran into is if it was is your standard 501c3 and people donated art supplies and things to the vets and they created using those supplies, they then wouldn't be able to sell their artwork.
Okay.
I wanted them to have that feeling of somebody's assigning, a monetary value to something they created, because a lot of them don't think there's any value in the things that they're creating when there's so much.
Right.
So having that tangible way of saying that. So what I'm working on right now is actually creating a outreach foundation under my for-profit company. So I do wildlife art and apparel, and we're actually printing through 9line, which is awesome. They've been super helpful.
That's good. Hey,
yeah,
if you need a shirt guy, I got somebody.
You got some shirt guys?
I've got Ginger and David. If they watching the show, Ginger and David, they here in Oklahoma as well. They actually own their own apparel company as well, and the way they set it up is genius, because they are a print on demand type company. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to carry any inventory. It is a print on demand. It's your own website link, and they set up your website and everything for you, print on demand. So when somebody orders it, they will print it and send it out for you. You don't have to do anything for it, and you're making a profit off of it. Also, I got a brother down there in Florida. He is with Gruntworks. If you're not familiar with Gruntworks, he's another jarhead that does an apparel line for veterans, but mostly towards the Marine aspect of it. He's got all the cool shirts, and he's doing a print on demand type service as well. So I got a couple of guys that are doing big things. He's got over like 3 million followers and all this happy jazz. He's huge. He's massive. He brings in millions of dollars a year, and I just tell him to go screw himself. But I mean, it is what it is. I say, you made it, dude. All right, I got you.
Absolutely.
But I mean, if it falls through with 9line, let me know. I can definitely get you hooked up with these guys, and you can talk to either one of them and find out, oh, you're going to be the best one for me. You'll be able to work for me better than anybody else. And so
absolutely. And that's one of the big things that I want to do with the company Noble Instinct, because I want it to be this network of being able to bring vets together, and also have that ability. So like right now, every sale that we make in the company, 5% of it's going towards veteran outreach or wildlife conservation. These kind of big issues that we want to push and advocate for. And, the ultimate goal is to be able to have these opportunities to put on events for veterans to really see what creativity can do for them. But more than that, I found that, the ability to have a creative event, but bring together the veteran community again, is so helpful. A lot of people get out and you don't have that camaraderie, you don't have that sense of understanding. The civilian world is just so different, and the adjustment's hard. So,
absolutely.
Giving that sense of familiarity where you can talk these stories, you can shoot the shit, you can, just feel like you're back in the barracks or in the foxhole or wherever it is. There's a sense of safety and security in this community, because we know we're all looking out for each other. And I think that's so tremendously important.
No, absolutely. That's the biggest struggle that we have. Like you said, whenever we get out of service, it's like, what do I do now? I don't have my buddy over here. I don't have him, and I don't have him no more. I'm by myself, and there's nobody around me anymore. What am I supposed to do? How do I do this? Where am I supposed to go? Who do I reach out to? How do I say I need help? Can you be there for me? How do I pick up? When I pick up the phone, who can I call at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, dude, it's not good for me right now. I need somebody to talk to, because when you in active service like myself, I was in for 9 years. They're always there, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're always there, and so that's the biggest struggle. And that's why we lose so many brothers and sisters on a regular basis, on a daily basis. That's why, because they don't have a purpose no more. What do I do now? How do I go about doing this? How do I go about doing that? And I mean, Lexi,
it's 10 times worse when all of a sudden you get booted out of nowhere.
Right.
I know how it was with me. It's like, the paperwork came down. Okay, we're going to get rid of you, and your final out date is this, which was roughly a month. I'm like, what?
What do I do now? Like,
Yeah, I had, and I went to the flight chief. It's like, hey, dude, I need to go ahead and start some leave, and because I got to get things. No, I need you out there on the line tonight. It's like, dude, they're booting me. No, I need you out there on the flight line. So I ended up going up to the shirt to get my leave approved so that I could start house hunting and figuring out what the hell I was doing.
Right, absolutely. Like you, Lexi. I mean, when they say you getting kicked out, how long they let you know? Hey, you got it here. We done with you.
Actually, the Marines advocated for me. So, they just took my rank and put me on, what is it? You're stuck in the barracks.
Right.
You got to check in every 2 hours.
Right.
GP, that happened. And then they said, well, we want to keep you. You're a good sailor. Let's just figure out what's going on. But my package got sent up to Washington. And then people that didn't know who I was made the decision. And so actually, I was back on track and doing really well. And I actually made my rank back to E3 over about six to 8 months. And I thought it was fine. And then they said, well, so I got a NAM on a Friday. And then on Monday, they're like, we got news, you're getting kicked out. And I was about to go for my third class petty officer test. So they did me dirty, guys. But it's okay. I learned a lot. And the people that were there for me were really there for me. But they just didn't have the power to keep me.
And it sucks. It sucks. I mean, that's the biggest thing. That's why I'm fighting, and that's why I'm advocating for everything that I'm fighting for. Is because of our active duty brothers and sisters. That when you're in, you don't realize the freedom you still have as a service member. Granted, you work for the DOD, and you have to do what they tell you, but you still have rights as a citizen. You know what I'm saying? And now that we're all out now. We're all out, and we're all fighting, and we're all advocating. We're all trying to figure out what do we do? What do I do? Right? And so that's the biggest things that we have to try to figure out. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the biggest things that we need to do as civilians now. We're civilians. Eric, I mean, granted, you're still in the Guard, but I mean, you're like half a civilian right now, you know? That's something that we have to do is realize, hey, we have to go and we have to advocate and we have to fight and say, hey, this ain't right. This needs to happen. We need to make sure that we are taking care of each other. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing, is taking care of each other. Like you said, there's nobody there going to take care of us. The only people that's going to take care of us are our own brothers and sisters. They're advocating for us, being with us, helping us fight, helping us advocate. Because like I said, if I was in charge of a movement, I've got a ton of people that'd be like, all right, let's go. What do we need to do? Where do we need to go? Where do we start? How do we start it? What do we need to do? I got a brother right now. He's walking across the country. He's because he's my brother, Kyle Killinger, another jarhead. He decided, I'm going to try to raise awareness for the 22 veterans we lose every day, right? So he started in San Diego, California, and he just made it to Ohio. And his plan is to be in D.C. by November, I believe he said. Yeah, by November. So in less than a month, he plans on being in D.C. And he's in Ohio, and he's supposed to be home by tomorrow, I believe. Today or tomorrow, he should be home in Indiana. And he's going to visit with his kids and stuff like that. And then he's on his way. He's going to go through Pittsburgh and head down south to Washington, D.C., where he'll finish off at. But he's advocating. He's like, let me tell you something. Let me show you, right? Apparently, he's like the third guy to do this. He's the third person to do this that he knows of. But he's raising awareness of the veterans that we continue losing every day. And that's what we have to do, because we have to let them know you're not alone. Even though you feel like you're alone, you're not. We're here. Call me. Pick me up. I'll talk to you. If I can't talk to you, I'll say, hey, call. I'm going to get in touch with somebody that I know and say, hey, give them a call real quick. They need somebody to talk to. And they'll be like, okay, I'll give them a call. It's fine, yeah. Because we got to be here to support each other and help each other any way that we can, because that's the biggest struggle that we have as veterans is we don't like asking for help. We never will ask for help because we're better than that, right? We think we're big, we're bad, we're better than that, you know? And we have to not make enemies, right? We have to continue making friends, making advocates. I mean, I didn't know what you were doing, Eric, or Hillbilly. I didn't know this, or Lexi, what you guys are doing. I never met you guys before, right? This is like the first day that we've met each other. You are part of my network now. What you're doing, I'm able to share with everybody that I know. You want to publish a book? Go meet Hillbilly. Hillbilly hook you up. Hillbilly get you taken care of, right? You want to get in art? You want to shoot some shit? Shoot some spray cans? Talk to Eric, dude. He'll show you. He'll hook you up real fast. He'll show you. He'll take you out for a shooting day, and you just go out. I don't know how the hell you're doing it with this, how expensive ammo is right now, but hey, he's doing it.
I still want to find out where you're at so I can come do that.
No
Listen, we're trying to put together a big event to here in the near future, so I'll keep you guys posted.
And like you said, you're in South Georgia, man. You're in South Georgia. I can get you linked up with Tackle 22 and Battle 22.
I was actually, when you told me that, I took that down to my phone, especially since if they're doing fishing stuff. Like, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but my shirt that I made is actually a Blue Runner.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's one of my company's designs. It's all wildlife based, so a lot of the coastal stuff is fish based. So I want to link up with them and see if they'd be interested in having a couple of shirts on us, just to say appreciate what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely. Check him out. He's got some great freaking Battle 22. He's awesome guy, man. He's doing awesome things out there. Like I said, he's local to you. He's probably ain't that far from. I want to say he's in Albany, but I'm not sure. He's at the Army, whatever the Army base is down there. I don't know the big one. I
don't know. There's a couple.
Yeah, I know. He's in one of them. I don't know, Savannah, Albany. He's in one of them, but he's always going fishing. And if you go check him out, he's got a YouTube channel, Tackle 22, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. He's on all of it. He does it all. Check him out. Let him know. Hey, so Sergeant G told me about you, man. I want to see if I can assist you and help you along your way, along your journey. I want to make some shirts for you. I want whatever you want to do for him, and go hang out with him. Go fishing one day. Just go fishing. Like I said, he covers all of it, dude. And now that allows you to grow as well and grow your network, because this is what it's about: is growing our network. How big can our network grow? Mine has gotten massive. Since doing this show, I have met some amazing freaking veterans. Like I said, I've got over 100 episodes already. I've got over 100 episodes, and I've only been doing this for a year. And that's 100 different veterans I've been able to sit around and just talk with and just hang out with and just enjoy my time with. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is my country.
On the network side of things, I mean, I keep telling people, especially on the author side, because most authors are introverts and they hate to get out in front of people and all that.
Right.
Ask people questions. Talk to people. Because I ask questions, I've got Pierce Anthony did an opening for an upcoming fantasy anthology that we're doing.
Wow.
I got Bill Oberst Jr. to do an opening for the Halloween release that we're doing. It came from the trailer park. It's just like, ask people things. Don't be afraid, because what are they going to do? Say no? Oh, wow. What do you freaking do?
And we all, as veterans, we're used to be getting told no.
Hey, exactly.
That's what I tell people. I was like, what's the worst they're going to tell me? No? Whoop-de-fucking do. I don't care. But you're going to give me an answer. I need to know. Like, can you or can you not do it?
But
are
that
you
network,
willing to do it?
The network is powerful.
It is. It is massively powerful. Like one of my buddies, Brian Haxton over at Fully Baked Vets, that dude has a network like there's no other. And I'm just like, I brought him and his brother Derek, and I've had him on the show and his people that work with him on the show. And my goodness, that's probably one of my best networks that I've had, is being able to bring on Fully Baked Vets. Because why not? Why not bring Fully Baked Vets and the STONED VET USMC together and see what we can do together? How are we advocating for the medicinal benefits of cannabis? How are we ensuring that our brothers and sisters can get the medicine that they deserve, that they need? Because I don't know how many of you have actually used cannabis to see, hey, this works, I think. I think this is helping me.
I'd like it on record that I've never touched the stuff.
He's still in the guard. He has to say that kind of stuff. But I mean, for those of you that have used cannabis and understand the medicinal benefits, it's not about getting high. It's not about getting high. It's about not feeling any pain, is what it comes down to.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the piss test that we get randomly done, I'd be trying CBD.
Right. And that's why I tell you guys, that's why I love Rafa 180. That's why I'm glad they're my sponsor, because their CBD is 100% THC free. No THC at all. If you go over to the STONED VET USMC, my brother James Johnson just did a 10-panel study, and he takes our gold and the active duty RX every day. And he just did a 10-panel study, 100% THC free. You guys don't believe me? The tests are on my Facebook page. I've got the test results. They're right there, plain as day. That's why I try to tell people, because people do get drug tested still, right? For whatever freaking reason. I mean, I'm getting drug tested right now every 2 weeks, twice a month, every month. I think I just went the other day, and that was like number 20 for me. I'm getting drug tested regularly, but I take CBD. I take CBD on a regular too. I take the CBN to help me sleep. I take CBD to help with aches and pains. I haven't tested positive yet because it's all 100% THC free. I vouch for what Rafa 180 provides. It's an amazing product, because it's natural healings. I don't have to take 800 milligrams. I don't have to take 1600 milligram ibuprofen and water when I'm hurting. I can go take me some CBD and actually get some pain relief, And that's what I do, is try to help advocate for the medicinal benefits, right? But like I tell people, I said, can you overindulge in cannabis? You're absolutely right. But you can also overindulge in alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
We do it. We get drunk, we get smashed, and we wake up the next day feeling like crap when we've had too much to drink. My thing is, when you overindulge with cannabis, you're going to go to sleep, and you're going to wake up feeling better than you did before you went to bed. Because you're not going to be in any pain. And that's why I try to tell people, if you don't understand how to microdose, if you're not understanding the terpene profiles, if you're not understanding what CBDs are in the product itself, then how do you know you're getting the right medicine you need? Because you have to get an understanding what terpene, each terpene has its own so every cannabis plant, they all smell different, right? They all smell different. Why? Because they have different terpenes in it. Like any rose, any lily, any dandelion, any sunflower, you go and smell the flowers, they all smell different because they have a different terpene profile. You have to understand what each terpene profile provides for you to understand what medicine works for you. Some helps with anxiety, some helps with depression, some helps with PTS. They all help with different things. You just have to figure out which one is it that helps with what, And that's what I try to help advocate and help tell people. Hey, dude, microdose, get an understanding. For me, I would smoke enough to where I could focus on my job. My back wouldn't hurt, my head wouldn't hurt, no aches and pains, and I was able to focus on my job when I would smoke. Because I didn't smoke to get high, I smoked for pain relief. That's why I smoked. But apparently they say you can't smoke. But fucking Jim right here, who works on a fucking airplane, can go have 4 beers at lunch and come back to work smashed drunk and get back on the plane and start working on the plane. But if I smoke a joint, it's frowned upon. And I said, nope, we're fixing that. We're fighting that. We're going to ensure that we fight this. So you, Eric, in the guard, you'll be able to go roll a blunt at lunch and be like, all right, I can get to work now. I can get my job done now. Because we're trying to legalize it for you guys there too, on the active duty side, on the active reserve side, or whatever the place may be, That's what we're trying to do, man. So, I mean, look at this. It's already been a great show. Look at this. We're going, it's been an awesome show, guys. All you guys are doing amazing things in your community and everything that you want to do. We're going to get ready to end this show. Let's go around the table. And you guys tell people what your mission is and how they can find you.
We still got to talk about the new project.
The new project. Let's talk about it. So go ahead.
That's the whole reason we're here. It's the brand new project. It's all her fault. She's the one that brought us together because she put a post up in the roll call group on Facebook.
No, it's Rudyard Kipling's fault because so real quick. My whole mission is to raise money for the Redefy Foundation. So my jiu-jitsu coach, Professor Alan Shabaro, he was a Green Beret. And if you don't know his name, you need to go look him up and find out his story. But Coach Shabaro, I train at his gym. His gym is the base for Redefy. And basically, him and Joey Bozic started the Redefy Foundation to give combat disabled vets scholarships for jiu-jitsu. And so they help people healed from PTS through jiu-jitsu. They do jiu-jitsu for people if you're missing limbs, so disabled internally or externally, they're going to help you. So you can, if you're I think 80% disabled or above, can get a scholarship to train jiu-jitsu for free. And they have over 300 gyms all over the nation. So wherever you live, you can apply for
300 gyms across the nation. You got to be kidding me.
300.
Wow.
52, but don't quote me on that because I didn't write it down. But so they're doing amazing things in the veteran community. And my initial idea that I told Coach about was that I wanted to tell the stories of these vets. So I was going to go and interview them and write, their story, how jiu-jitsu helped them. And he said it was a good idea. Let's go with it. And so I was going to write that book. But then I went to the garbage at a bookstore and I found this book, World War I Veterans Poetry. And I started reading it and I was like, this sounds exactly like what my brother it doesn't change. And these guys were writing the same exact things that I've seen my brother go through. And that I worked at the VA with combat vets, helping them through art, which is how me and Eric kind of connect on that level. But all the things that the guys were telling me that they went through, I was reading it in World War I poetry. And I was like, you know what? I don't need to interview just jiu-jitsu guys. I think this is a bigger thing going on. And so I think the book is already written. So my book is called Your Call is Very Important to Us. And it's a dig at the VA, how they put you on hold when you call them for help. So I want to take the veterans' voices from OAF veterans off of hold and put their voice and their experience on loudspeaker through poetry, short stories, art, whatever they want to send me of their experience. I'm taking submissions through email until January 1st. And we're going to put this book together, and all the proceeds are going to the We Defy Foundation to help vets get jiu-jitsu scholarships. So
that's freaking outstanding. And so for you guys that hear that want to tell you a story, I have her information down below. I'm going to have all their contact information. I have to reach out to all these guys, man. Everything they do, that's outstanding. I mean, being able to do that for the veteran community to get a book out there like that, and then mocking the VA at the same time. I mean, you can't beat that, dude. I mean, you can't beat that. Let me guess. I guess Hillbilly here is going to be your publisher, right?
Yep.
That's why he reached out to me. He's like, "Are you publishing this book yet?" And I said, "I don't actually know how to do all that, but I'm just going to collect."
Yeah,
and he said, "I'll publish you."
I do that kind of thing all day long, every day, and it's like, yeah, not a problem. I got you back.
That's awesome, dude. That's what it's about.
Yeah,
that's what it's about, is supporting each other.
For anybody that's actually wanting to submit, we do have guidelines. There are rules. So go over to the Three Ravens website under open calls, and the submission guidelines for the project is there. And as soon as we get some cover art, I'll update that and put a new post out about it.
That's gonna be sweet. I like that Origins one. I know you can create something pretty sweet.
Well, now see that's where the man down there. Wait, let's see which way. Yeah,
the artist.
Over there.
The artist. That guy.
So yeah, I'm helping with the art side of the house as far as art connections, and I know a lot of veteran artists, and some of them. Well, technically, one of them's not a vet, but he's been super influential. Larry Selman. He does all of the illustrations for DoD legacies. If you've ever been to a headquarters building, the odds of you finding his artwork in there are extremely high. So he's agreed to jump on board with this. And
that's freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah,
this is what it's about. This is what it's about, is networking, helping each other achieve our dreams. This is exactly what it's about, man. And all y'all are here now. You guys are part of the Stone Vet now.
Since I'm such a whore, I already did it with Origins. But as soon as we get the cover art and all of that squared away, I'll tag Toby Keith and Five Finger Death Punch, because they're big advocates of veterans.
Right.
It's like, hey, we got this going on. You might want to know about it.
And I've written to former President Bush to see if he'd be willing to contribute as well, being a service member and now an artist. So yeah, we're really casting a wide net here. So we want everybody who has,
Because what are they going to tell you? No? All right.
Like the biggest thing I'll say to anybody listening, because a lot of people, when they do something creative, they feel like, oh, it's not good enough, I don't want to show it. And I just want to say that's absolutely not true. Anything creative you do, whether that's a doodle on a piece of lined paper, an immaculate oil painting, a short story, like your work is good enough. I assure you. your stuff has value and the world needs to see it. So please don't let that inhibit you from wanting to submit. Like, we really do want to see your work. Your call is important to us.
Right. Absolutely. Because that's what it's about, dude.
That someone did in Iraq. So they did graffiti in Iraq. It made them feel better. They sent me a picture of it. That's the submission. So whatever you want to.
I actually have something here. A brother of mine, when I was in Iraq back in 03, when the invasion started, I actually have this big piece of wood it was scrap wood. It came off of like a box that we had. We destroyed it as a big piece of wood. I don't even know where it's at, and I think it's in my son's room. It's my first son's name. He actually put it in there. He's a graffiti artist from New York, and you know, in New York they actually pay these graffiti artists to tag walls and stuff, right? And that's what he did. And because he's from New York City, he's from Brooklyn, I think, or Bronx, one of those freaking boroughs in there in New York. And that's what he did was graffiti, professional graffiti. And he actually did a sign for my oldest son who passed away. It says it's a cool sign. It's got his name in it. It's got flames. It's got all kinds of cool. I'm going to take a picture of it. I'm going to send it to you so you guys can see it. But it was done in 03 in Iraq. We were in Iraq when he did it for me. And I was like, this is freaking awesome, dude. I love it. It's sad to say. 4 months. What's that?
Do you think of submitting that to the book?
Yeah, I'll submit it to the book.
Add in the book.
Absolutely. I'll submit that to the book so you guys can have it, so you can see it. And I'll shout out to him if he's watching the show, Mr. Switek. He's the man. He's a genuine artist. He's got freaking phenomenal art as well. Like I said, I love graffiti art. And then when it's good graffiti art, not just bullcrap tags. Like his is legit graffiti art. I'll take a picture of it and I'll submit it over there for you guys. Like I said, it was done in 03. So my son was born 2 weeks later. I deployed to Iraq. I was only deployed for 4 months, blessing of God, because they said your mission's done. I was like, oh, well, I was expecting to be here 9 months. I was only there for 4. I was like, oh, yeah, I was like an Air Force deployment, you know? And so I was like, sweet. 4 months later, my son passed away when I got back from Iraq. And it sucks. We just celebrated his 18th going home party is what we call it. He went home. I said he's honestly in a better place. I'm glad he's where he's at versus being here on this earth where it's all corrupted and full of freaking garbage, you know? But, I mean, he has phenomenal artwork, man. Look, guys, I appreciate everything you guys are doing. Come over to the STONED VET USMC and become a member of STONED VET USMC so I can put you in the group so you can start networking with everybody in the group, because I have a lot of people that can help you where you're at with what you need. There's a lot of people across the country. They're all over. I got people from all over that can help everything that you're doing. I guarantee it, man. I appreciate every last one of you. Hillbilly, Lexi, Eric. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this Friday, coming to hang out with the chaos. But remember, Neil, I'm the #1 top Marine Corps podcast. And you guys are here to be a part of this community, man. Everything we do here, everything I do here is for everybody out there that's watching this. Because like I said, you have to grow your network wherever you're at. You want to write a book and you need somebody to publish it, check out Hillbilly. I'll have all his information down below. I guarantee you, if you're a vet, he'll bend over backwards to help you to make sure you get what you need. You in the Georgia area, you want to check out some artwork, you want to check out some cool things, go check out Eric. I guarantee you, he'll throw some stuff at you. He'll be like, oh, I might like this. And then if you're down in Dallas, man, go check out Lexi. She'll show you some jiu-jitsu. She'll probably put your ass in a chokehold, too. Choke your ass out.
Let me clarify. I'm still a white belt. I just started. So I will bring you to someone who jiu-jitsu.
She'll get you hooked up, man. She'll get you in the right direction. There's a ton of vets in Texas. Texas takes care of their veterans. That's the only thing I can say about Texas. They take care of their vets, man. I appreciate all you guys hanging out with me, coming to hang out with the STONED VET USMC, hanging out with Sergeant G, and allowing me to save an extra $100 so I can put it towards all the kids I got in the house, man. I appreciate this counseling session you guys had with me, man. It's like I tell you guys when I said at the beginning of the show, you're important to us. Nobody can do what you are doing right now in this country. I need you. I need you to keep doing what you're doing. You're not alone. If it's too much for you, reach out to me, Juan Garcia, Sergeant G, the STONED VET USMC. You can hit me up on my YouTube channel. I got YouTube. I got Instagram. I got TikTok. I don't know what I got Twitter. I don't like Twitter. Twitter's too liberal. I hate being on Twitter. They too liberal, man. They're a bunch of crybabies on there. But I'll get on there if you need me. And I'll help you any way I can, man. You guys come over. I guarantee if I can't do it, I know somebody in your area that can help you. I guarantee it, man. All I got to do is say, hey, who's in this area? Somebody say, me. Hey, need you to reach out to so-and-so. He needs your help. She needs your help. That's what we're supposed to do for each other, man. I appreciate all you guys coming to hang out with me, man.
Yep,
I love every one of you. I love every one of you.
Thanks,
Keep
man.
doing.
Yep.
You guys are in the fight. Keep fighting. We're going to make it through this, man. Remember, guys, here at the Stone Vet, we got your six.
Discipline, throw my guns like onyx. Dressed in camo with ammo for every situation I handle. They got us marching and stepping by my platoon, you get trampled. If it ain't raining, we ain't training. Nothing changed by complaining. I adapt and overcome. I make the best out of situations. I stay alert for my enemies trying to do me some harm. I fight for your freedom of speech and your right to bear arms. When I say I got your six, that means I got your back. But what else would you expect coming from the Stone Vet?